Christian Horner is suddenly back on the market, back in the Formula One paddock, and reportedly targeting a team that finished 5th last season, but has already been forced to investigate its own 2026 car. That team is Williams, where James Vowles could now find himself under real pressure. But the bigger story isn't whether Horner wants the Williams job. It's whether Vowles is on the verge of losing a seat he only secured with a fresh, long-term contract last year. So, just how bad has Williams' 2026 season become? Last year, they were 5th in the Constructors Championship, best of the rest behind the Big Four. Genuinely, the feel-good story of the grid. 9 rounds into this season, they are 8th on 11 points, and it is not close. Carlos Sainz, a 4-time Grand Prix winner, finished the British Grand Prix at Silverstone down in 17th. Alex Albon tangled with Oliver Behrman on the opening lap and eventually had to retire the car. The car turned up to the first race of the year overweight. They missed a shakedown in the winter because the build was running late, and the upgrades that were meant to claw it all back simply haven't landed. A week or so ago, Vowles did the thing no team principal ever wants to do in public. He ordered a 2-week internal review into why the development isn't working and admitted the rate they're bringing performance to the car is, in his words, not at the rate required to move forward. He called it business as usual. Nobody in that paddock thinks it's business as usual, but a bad car is only half of it. The other half is exactly why this one lands on Vowles personally. Vowles has been in charge at Williams since the start of 2023, so he's had 3 full seasons to turn this around. When he took the job, everyone accepted he'd inherited a mess, an underfunded, outdated team that was still doing bits of its work on spreadsheets. And to his credit, he was brutally honest that fixing it would take years, not months. The trouble with that story is that it has a shelf life. A lot of what's creaking this season, the new design and manufacturing systems, the processes, the way the car actually gets built and updated, those are his systems now, the ones brought in under him, not the ones he walked into 3 years ago. And the people who sign the checks have started to notice. Williams is owned by Doralton Capital, the quiet American investment group that has bankrolled this whole rebuild. And the reporting this month is that the patience upstairs is finally wearing thin. When owners stop hearing about progress and start hearing excuses about problems from 3 years ago, that is usually right about when a team principal's chair starts to feel warm. And then there's the bigger problem, the one sitting in the car. Carlos Sainz didn't leave Ferrari to score 6 points by the middle of July. He put that same Williams car on the podium twice last season. 6 points is all he has to show for this one. He signed for Williams because Vowles sold him a project. The 2026 rules reset, a whole new engine era, a chance to be the man who dragged a sleeping giant back to the front. That project is not going to plan, and Sainz is not the type to sit quietly and wait it out. He has already said in public that Williams need to do more if they want to keep him beyond 2026. Reports this month have him in conversations with executives at rival teams, and the name everyone keeps landing on is Audi, who came in this season as a full works team and badly want a proven, marketable star to build around. So, Vowles isn't only fighting to save his own reputation, he's fighting a clock on the biggest signing he has ever made. And if Sainz walks, it tells every other driver on the grid exactly what the paddock already suspects about which way Williams is really pointing, which is where Christian Horner walks into the story. Out of Red Bull since last summer when they sacked him after 20 years, 8 drivers' titles and 6 Constructors Championships, he left with a reported settlement of around £75 million, sat out his gardening leave, and made his first proper return to the paddock at the British Grand Prix, almost exactly a year after Red Bull pushed him out. He is right now the most successful team principal of his generation, with absolutely nothing to do. Aston Martin's former team boss, Andy Cowell, the man Adrian Newey replaced this year, let slip that Horner has been ringing up pretty much every team owner. So, whatever he says in public, he is very clearly not planning to stay retired. And a couple of well-connected columns this month, GP Blog and F1 Oversteer among them, have started making the same argument out loud. If Williams wants to stop the rot and actually keep Sainz, the boldest move on the board is to hand the whole thing to Horner. Look, let me be straight with you because this bit matters. There is no confirmed talk of Horner and Williams. The reporting that has an actual second source behind it links him to Aston Martin, not to Grove. This is, for now, a very logical idea that clever people are floating, not a done deal. And I'll flag the second that changes. Chapter 6. Who really runs Williams? But this is where the whole "is Vowles gone?" question gets a lot messier than it first looks, because Vowles is not an easy man to move. He signed a brand new long-term contract only last year. So, this isn't a boss on a loose rolling deal you can quietly let go of. And there is something genuinely strange going on above his head. Former Williams marketing chief Claudia Schwartz has taken the team to court, alleging that the person really pulling the strings behind the scenes isn't Doralton at all, but a reclusive financier named Peter Deputron. It is a claim Williams completely denies, with Vowles saying flatly that they will fight it in court, and it isn't even due to be heard until 2027. So, nothing is proven, and I am not stating it as fact. But here is why it matters to this story. The question of who actually gets to decide James Vowles' future might not have the obvious answer. And if you can't say for certain who's really in charge at the very top of Williams, then you can't say for certain whose call the question would even be. Is Vowles already gone? No. Not tomorrow, and not over this. He's got a new long-term deal. The review is being sold as routine, and there is no replacement lined up on any grid I can see. Bidding the team boss you re-signed only 12 months ago mid-season is basically admitting you've lost the plot. But is he under real pressure for the first time since he walked in? Absolutely. And the honest answer is that Vowles' job doesn't actually hinge on Vowles, it hinges on Carlos Sainz. If Sainz walks to Audi, Williams loses its star, its credibility, and its last excuse all in one go. And that is exactly the moment a bored, available Christian Horner stops being a columnist's hypothetical and becomes a very real phone call. He isn't circling the car, he's circling the clock. So, what do you think? Is Vowles still the right man to see this rebuild through? Or would you hand Williams to Horner tomorrow if you had the choice? Tell me below, and watch what Carlos Sainz does before the summer break ends, because that is the domino that starts all of this. If you want the story behind the story on all of it,